Notice of this meeting, as required by the Open Public Meetings Act, was provided through the posting, mailing, and filing of the annual notice of regularly scheduled meetings of the Town Council on December 13, 2018. The notice was, on that date, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, mailed to the Westfield Leader and the Star-Ledger, and filed with the clerk of the Town of Westfield. Mrs. Rowley, may I have a roll call?
Mayor Brindle?
Here.
Councilmembers Habgood?
Here.
Arena?
Here.
Dardia? Nealon?
Here.
Agrippo?
Here.
Contract?
Here.
Stokes?
Present.
Mackey?
Here.
Please rise for the invocation, which will be given by Councilman Agrippo, and then remain standing for the salute to the flag.
Eternal God, we gather here tonight praising your name and to ask your blessings on this council. Recalling your wisdom, in quietness and trust shall be your strength. Help each of us to ponder and deliberate quietly. Help each of us to listen far more than we speak, to question more than judge, to respond from reason, not emotion, and throughout to turn with trust to you for guidance. Remind us that we are servants of those who elect us to govern and that our responsibility is to them. Be with each of us as we carry out those responsibilities. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Jim, are we going to begin with? No. Okay. So you want to make some remarks first? Okay, why don't you do that?
Thank you, Mayor. A couple quick updates on a few things. Road paving, we're almost done. Last road. North Wickham is had drainage work on it the past week, I guess, or so, Chris, right? And we're hoping that the weather has not been very helpful this week, but we hope to have that road done by next week. That'll be the last road that we authorize this year between town roads and Elizabethtown Gas Road. So just over 90 roads or sections of road in 1 year. And again, as I mentioned last meeting as well, that will leave only one road that's a carryover from last year, which is Park Drive, the road here at Minnewaska Park, and Minnewaska Park pathways have been connected. So the contractor that won the bid for that is also the contractor that's currently working on North Wickham. So once they're finished with that, depending on weather and so forth, we'll then move over to Minnewaska to begin the pathway project and then the road after that. So again, amazing year of road work in town. Another project, again, I mentioned this last time, there's been a slight bit of progress on this. Lot number 7, the parking lot across from the post office. We have one piece of the project that we could not finish due to some state regulations and permits needed. We have those obtained now, and we believe in the next 2 weeks that project is going to start. That's basically ripping out and they're redoing the entire sidewalk that abuts Lot 7 on the North Avenue side, basically from that AT&T store down to the end of our parking lot as you approach the physical therapy place. So hopefully next 2 weeks that'll begin. Another project, just again an update, there was a meeting in the past 2 weeks with the county to talk about the installation of a traffic light that's been planned for some time at Lambert's Mill and Rawway. That meeting went very well with the engineering office and county engineers and consultants. We expect that project to be advertised in the next month or so, and again that will be a 2020 spring summer project to install a traffic light, which has been planned for many years to help the traffic flow in that area. Anyone who goes over there during soccer season knows that that's a backup. So that'll be a great project for next year. Flashing beacons, we've been talking about this for a while. We did purchase 3 flashing beacons, or 3 sets of flashing beacons to be installed at the following 3 intersections: West Broad and Paulstead, South Avenue and Kakiola, and Kaler Stadium on Rawway Avenue in front of Kaler Stadium there. In the past 2 weeks, the footings for the poles have been poured, and we expect in the next few weeks that the new poles, hardware will be installed and activation. So we'll have probably an update at our next meeting, either hopefully have it done by then or have it almost finished. But the footings have been poured in all 3 locations, which is great. And lastly, leaf collection scheduled to begin next week. Brochures went out. Again, the collection is scheduled to begin next Monday. I urge everybody to, follow us on our website, Twitter, email updates, but also look to download the Westfield Connect app. We're going to use that this year in addition to other forms of communication to have push notifications for those that sign up for the Westfield Connect app to have leaf collection notices out. We've used that all summer for road paving notifications, and people on the Westfield app have really liked that. It tells you where we're going to be and what's next in the queue. We're going to try to do the same thing for leaf collection as another way to communicate leaf collection out beyond the normal ways. So it's a very positive thing. And one last thing about leaf collection, just a reminder to all residents that everyone experienced this, myself included, and everyone here. It doesn't take much rain to have leaves go down the sewer or block the sewer. So that's why we recommend when you put leaves in the street, which they're not supposed to be out until this week, but if you did have them in the street, it's important to have that 6-inch separation from the curb, which allows water to flow to the sewers. And we had a lot of overcharging of systems with backed up leaves on the weekend, which we had Public Works was out doing some work. I saw a lot of residents out in my travels around town, so thank you to the residents that did that, clearing their sewers, helping the water. And all it takes is a little movement of leaves and the water goes right down. But it makes a big difference to have that separation from the curb and the leaf pile about 6 to 10 inches from the curb, and it makes all the difference. So just a reminder of that. And one last reminder as well. We sent out a reminder, we're going to do another one this week, but residents have to be reminded that if you have other items in your leaf pile besides leaves, we are not going to pick up that leaf pile. That's branches, that's mums, that's pumpkins, okay? And the reason I say that is because on our end, if we were to pick that up, when we go to deposit the leaves at the county center, we are turned away and sent back to our conservation center with those piles. And so we can't afford that to happen. That causes the town a cost to house and dispose of those items. So no mums, no pumpkins, and no branches. Okay, you can dispose of those on your own, and we'll pick up your leaves and glad to do it. So just a reminder.
You can bring them to the conservation center.
Yes, you
Do
can.
we let residents know that? Do we put something on their door to say your leaves were not picked up?
Yes, good point. So we have a system we've had for about 2 or 3 years now where if we do not pick up your leaf pile, there'll be a hanger put on your door by the supervisor or the worker out there letting you know that you have to remove something from your pile, and we have a door hanger system, and that's worked pretty well. So, and then you can call and then let us know, and then when we're back in that area, we'll come and pick up the leaves. But it does delay your leaf pile pickup, so it's important to have that done. So again, no branches, no mums, no pumpkins or anything else that's not leaves. Important because we want to pick up your leaves one time or twice in our process, not having to go back 3 or 4 times. So thank you.
I just have a brief update for everybody about what's going on. I'll begin with some good news about some grants that we received this week. From Union County, we were awarded 3 grants for projects expected to be completed in 2020. $5,000 from the Greening Union County grant to assist in planting at Memorial Park, $30,000 to assist in the replacement of the Sycamore Park playground, and $22,400 to assist in a wetlands delineation study for a portion of Tamaqua Park. So very grateful for almost the $55,000 in grants that we're getting from the county, which is great. Jim went and picked up the giant check this week. I also hope some other good news, and we also received grants for the mural that is currently underway. It's very exciting to drive there and go every day, taking my son to school. I love to see the progress. So it's the underpass near the Southampton Circle. It is, I think, going to be a beginning of transformative public art in town. This one has come to life through the amazing work of local artist and business owner Ricardo Roig. I just want to remind everybody it was really made possible by the generous donations of the Presbyterian Church and James Ward of the James Ward Mansion and an anonymous donor, in addition to several online resident donations and grants from Main Street, New Jersey and Union County Heart programs. It is off and running, and hopefully it'll be the beginning of lots of public art that you'll be seeing throughout town, and beginning very proactively with the appointment of our Public Arts Commission, which is going to be sworn in at the reorganization meeting, and they're going to be accountable for both deciding what goes where and when, where we get the money and the funding for. So looking forward to that. We also have a big opening this week. It's the Westfield rink at Gumper Park, and it's hard to believe that it's almost here. Work has been underway, looking for another great season. Friday is opening day. It looks like it's going to be cooler this weekend, which will be great, and a full schedule of activities will be up on the website very shortly. I was also very proud to report that we were the winner of the 2019 Innovation and Governance Award given for the Westfield rink. It was sponsored by the New Jersey State League of Municipalities, and award highlights successful innovative efforts by a municipality or by partnerships, including a municipality. They in particular pointed out the Westfield rink as an example of a public-private partnership converting an underutilized town asset into one with community benefit paid for by a private operator. So very proud of that award, and I think it reminds us why we actually endeavored to have that put down in the first place. I do want to remind everybody that this year we do have a Westfield Rink Advisory Committee. We had it last year. It's continued to, will be in operation this year. And it really is an important body comprised of residents, folks from the Westfield, the Recreation Commission, to keep that line of communication open between residents, Westfield and Garwood, and Rinks Operator District to address any issues as they arise. As we reported, there are many new measures that we're implementing in the rink this year to mitigate sound and noise considerations, and we are very optimistic that we're going to have a great hockey season, recreational skating season, and lots of other specialized programs like our adaptive needs program will be coming back. That's going to benefit everybody while also striving to be good neighbors. So please come out and support the rink when it opens on Friday. There's also been recent events around town. I see Brad Shinani over there. One I want to mention, and Deirdre, both of them who were really co-chairs of our Lifelong Westfield Seniors Advisory Council initiative. And last week we hosted a safe walking presentation for seniors in Mindewaskan Park with our police department. It was quite fun. We had over 30 seniors in attendance, all of whom are provided with a free walking safety vest. I think we were surprised at how many actually came, right? It was great. So actually, Brad and Deirdre, you guys just stand up and be recognized by everybody for that. The vest, of course, and a huge thanks to Chief Badalora and actually to Sergeant Ostrander for really making that all. And by the way, there are vests in the police department, so if you know any seniors in town, they get a little bag with information and this free safety vest. So they were all incredibly appreciative. So please, yeah, absolutely.
Thanks,
And the chief has been very busy when not walking with seniors in their vests around Mindewaskan Park. He is performing his barista services at Starbucks. And so a big shout out for a coffee with a cop at Starbucks earlier this month. It was a great event. And I said, they took service to the next level as they donned their aprons. And it's just one of the many community events that the chief and the whole police department is enthusiastically supporting. And I've gotten such great feedback about it. So thanks to you and hats off to everybody that showed up. And also a huge thank you to everybody that made Adams Fest a huge success. Someone was asking me about Thanksgiving. I said, we already had Thanksgiving. I mean, not Thanksgiving, Halloween. And then I remembered, oh my God, Halloween hasn't even happened yet. But it was a huge, unbelievable success. Congratulations really to Councilwoman Dawn Mackey, who is the we laughed. If you were in Councilwoman's car, it's like she has a Michael's set up in her entire car for crafts that needed to be done at the last minute. But it was bigger and better this year. There's something for everyone. I hope you came out to enjoy it. You know, the Wicked Windows were next level this year. Haunt Your House entries, the Ale Garden, which was crazy, the art exhibit, the movies at the Rialto, lecture series, Masquerade Ball, and quite frankly, the last minute relocation of the trunk or treat to the Armory. Talk about people being able, everybody, and just I can't say enough about the DPW and the fire chief and the police and how everybody accommodating they were. That was crazy, that trunk or treat without trunks. It was like, I think, thousands of kids.
Table and treat,
and lines down Broadway Avenue. It was really great. So thanks to Dawn, the thousands or hundreds of volunteers, all of our services. It really is something that I think makes our town incredibly special. And speaking of that, I got a call from a reporter at the Star-Ledger today asking about being named one of Westfield's top 5 downtowns. So I am giving him a tour tomorrow morning of our downtown, but I couldn't stop talking about Adams Fest, and what made our town so special was really what we saw and so many people coming together to make it happen. So I'm giving the reporter a tour of our downtown tomorrow. If you haven't already voted, please do on NJ.com. Just a reminder, you can vote every day, so please do. So let's make this happen, and hopefully there'll be good news. But it's thrilled to actually be named one of the top 5, and I'm very excited they'll be here with all the windows painted, and you could just feel the energy. So, which is great. And just a few last things. As we mentioned last time, we're closing in on the year-long process of the master plan reexamination and the strategic parks plan after this, a significant community input-driven process. December 2nd is when the planning board will be meeting for the proposed plan, which will be presented and should be adopted, which is great. And then the Parks Plan Steering Committee meets tomorrow with final recommendations about the Park Strategic Plan expected by year end. So we're very excited to see by year end this year kind of a bit of a roadmap and where we think we're going to be heading as a community. I do want to close by wishing everybody a very happy and safe Halloween. The forecast doesn't look so great, which means there's going to be a lot of slick sidewalks and roads and a lot of leaves, as we just discussed, everywhere. So, but it won't stop the kids from trick-or-treating, I'm sure. So please, drivers and pedestrians, please be extra safe and use extra caution to ensure that everybody is very safe on a very busy night. So thank you, everybody.
I'd like to make a quick comment about the grants. Good job, $55,000, but I'd like to remind everybody it's $41 million down to Elizabeth, down to Union County, $55,000 back. I'm no math major, but that's certainly not where we want to be in terms of getting more from them. But again,
Well,
41 million there, 55.
It would be great if you could hold those comments till the end when we make remarks.
Can I say something good? Jim, I just want to thank you for coming to Sycamore Playground the other night to meet with the DeFalcos and the Obbs Gardens. The Obbs Gardens, who live in Manor Park, came up with a concept to designate an area for Terry DeFalco, who was taken from us 2 years ago. So I think the next step, Jim, is the Recreation Committee will review it.
Thank you. Next step is they've given me a preliminary proposal to review. Those residents will go to the Recreation Commission to make a presentation for, again, as you said properly, they were looking to designate an area in Sycamore. Again, this is, in advance of part of the grant we got, as the mayor has mentioned, from the county, was money towards a replacement Sycamore playground over there, which is long overdue. So we had a nice meeting with the residents out there and Mrs. DeFalco as well. So they'll be making a presentation to the commission probably in the next meeting or two. And then this is going to be something that will be done next spring, summer, depending on when the playground stuff goes in, and they can kind of partner with that on doing a few things. So we've had this other parks too, a bench, a little library, maybe a pumpkin patch of some sort, some nice amenities to existing playground area. So thank you. Yeah.
Thanks.
Mayor, I would also like to reiterate, for the second year of Adams Fest, I'd like to congratulate Councilwoman Mackey. She did do a nice job, and must admit that I did enjoy myself.
I think we all enjoyed ourselves.
Evidence.
We all enjoyed ourselves. It was great.
So, Mayor, I think the next step is we have tonight, Seal Energy Consultants is a company that is now a town consultant. To make a quick presentation tonight, PowerPoint presentation about the home free or reduced cost home energy audits and the benefits of that. So we can start that process. We'll take a few minutes. Everyone can come on down and watch that. Give us like 2 or 3 minutes to get it set up.
Good evening. Thank you for being here to listen. My name's Scott Fisher. I am managing member of Seal Power LLC. We are a home energy audit provider and a participating provider of the New Jersey Home Performance with Energy Star program. We're here tonight to kick off the Westfield Home Energy Savings Program. So, number one, I'd like to thank the Westfield Green Team, Council, Mayor Brindle for putting together an RFP to seek the services of a provider like ours. We're very excited to have been selected as that provider and to be here tonight to introduce this program to Westfield homeowners. The program is completely voluntary. It's up to you whether or not you'd like to participate. It simply extends a very significant discount on a comprehensive home energy audit. So there's a few reasons why you might want to consider a program like this and why we were fortunate enough to answer an RFP that was issued by the town for this service. We're doing a similar program in a number of different communities very close by. We've been running a program like this in Summit for the past 2.5 years. We've had a program underway in Madison for about that same duration as well. We have a similar program happening in Long Hill. We've had programs running in Millburn, Princeton, really across the state. And Sustainable Jersey, an organization that certifies communities across the state, did an analysis on on the success of these types of programs, and they found a 7-fold increase in the number of households that are participating in the Home Performance with Energy Star program. So it's been a very effective program. It was actually written up, it was actually the subject of a New York Times real estate section cover story about how energy efficiency programs have been successful in New Jersey communities, and this was one of the things that they featured. So we're really happy to be here. We are really looking forward to getting started here. Just to give you a point of reference, in Summit we've done about 250 home energy audits. In Madison we have a similar number that we've reached. In Princeton, we have just over 200. So it's really something that we found wide adoption from across the communities, across the different places that we've had this program going. Just a bit of information about us. We are actually the recipient of the 2019 Energy Star Contractor of the Year Award. That was a huge honor for us. It was a national award. We were presented with it in April. A lot of that having to do with this type of program. We are ourselves a sustainable business. We're listed on the New Jersey Sustainable Business Registry. We're a participating provider of the New Jersey Home Performance with Energy Star program. And we're also what's called a BPI Gold Star contractor. BPI sets the standards for this type of service. They set the standard for what's called a home energy audit. The purpose of this program is really to bolster awareness of a program that a lot of people have never even heard of before, called the New Jersey Home Performance with Energy Star program. It just rolls right off your tongue. I'm sure you'll be able to leave here today and tell everybody about it. But it's an incredible program that nobody's ever heard of before that provides homeowners with incentives to make energy efficiency improvements to their house. It's New Jersey's version of a national program that's sponsored by the U.S. Department of Energy and the U.S. Department of Environmental Protection. Locally, it's brought to you by the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, and they have an administrator that doles these funds out. That's called the New Jersey Clean Energy Program. This is one of about a dozen different energy efficiency programs that exist here in the state. They have programs for low-income residents called Comfort Partners. If you meet certain income requirements, you're eligible for a certain amount of free service. So I definitely encourage you, if that's the case for your household, definitely reach out to them. There's a dozen different other programs that they administer, but we're really here to focus on the Home Performance with Energy Star program. The goal of this program is to reduce the overall energy consumption of your home. So this ranges from insulation, air sealing, heating equipment. We'll get into that in a little bit. But it offers cash back and financing incentives to anybody that owns a home in New Jersey to make these types of improvements. And that's what makes this program so pivotal. So there's not many improvements that that you can do to your house that there's literally somebody standing there with a checkbook ready to help subsidize. Everybody here, or a lot of homes in this area, are older. They were built before today's insulation standards, before today's heating standards, high-efficiency heating equipment, before today's high-efficiency air conditioning equipment. And this home performance program is offering either $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000 in cash back, either $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000 in 0 or 0.99% financing over either 7 or 9 years to install improvements in your house. So what does that mean? To upgrade insulation, upgrade heating equipment, upgrade air conditioning equipment. This program has been around for many years. It's over 10 years old at least. It also can be used to remediate health and safety concerns. So if you have asbestos, if you have knob and tube wiring, if you have gas leaks, if you have a number of different concerns that many older homes do, this program can be a great way to take care of some of those concerns as well. The first step towards participating in this program is to have something called a home energy audit performed on your house. What does that do? It's an examination, it's a deep dive. It's almost like going to the doctor and getting a physical on your body, where we send a technician out to your home. They spend about 3 hours there. They collect about 8 pages worth of data about your home, and they take that data back and enter it into some software that's provided to us by the Energy Star program. That software helps us create something called an energy model of your home, basically how it's using or wasting energy. And it allows us to model improvements against that will help us predict exactly what the specific savings would be if you were to implement certain improvements on your home. So first step is we send somebody out there to collect the information. Second step is we compile all that information for you into a report that'll rank each of the different systems in your home. And finally, we'll have a consultant that deliver that report to you and explain at the kitchen table exactly how all these different systems are performing, what their overall efficiency level is, and what rebates and incentives that you're eligible for in conjunction with different improvements that you can have installed on your home. This is a typical timeline for most people that would participate in this program. The first step would be to have your home energy audit. The second step would be to have that consultation, that follow-up visit with one of the consultants. The third step would be to install the upgrades. You don't have to install all of these improvements. You can sort of pick and choose. Every household is going to have different priorities, and that's really the role of this consultant, is to go through this process with you, to sit at the kitchen table and figure out which improvements make the most sense, what's going to have the biggest bang for your buck, and what's going to help you qualify for sort of the highest tier of incentives. Install the upgrades, and after that we do another abbreviated version of that home energy audit where we validate those improvements. We actually look at what the effectiveness of each of those improvements were. And then finally you get a check in the mail for that rebate. There's a landing page that we set up specifically for homeowners in Westfield. It's www.sealpower.com/Westfield. And there's lots more information available on that landing page. You can also visit some of these other sites. njcleanenergy.com would be sort of the local administrator of that program. We're a participating provider that's authorized to perform this service. The real benefit of this program is that it secures a very significant discount for everybody that lives here in Westfield. So our normal rate was $299. We have a rate of $49 that's available for people who have this service performed in Westfield. It's a comprehensive evaluation. We depressurize your house. We pinpoint how leaky it is. We use thermal imaging to isolate exactly what's performing and what's not performing. And it's a very worthwhile process that would cost anybody that owns a home here in Westfield $49 to engage. So I know we have a very busy agenda tonight. I'd be glad to take some questions if we have time for it, but that's completely up to you.
Does your company do the upgrades, or you recommend an organization?
What we do is, the question was, do we do the upgrades? The report that you receive, we would love to do the upgrades, is the short answer to that question. There is no obligation for any homeowner to do so, and we make that data available to other participating providers of the New Jersey Clean Energy Home Performance Program. In your report, you'll receive our list of recommended upgrades, pricing on those upgrades, should you allow our firm to do those. But again, there's no obligation to have us do those. You're welcome to shop those around to any participating provider. That data is available to all of them. Great question. Any others?
Scott, can I just make one comment?
Yes, please.
Scott mentioned it. This is one of the many initiatives of the Green Team.
Wow, thank you.
I spent probably 4 hours in my house. I haven't yet gotten the results. I live in a 1906 house. I'm a little afraid to have them returned.
You're a great candidate.
I think we're scheduled for late next week. So.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this will really solve three main problems. Comfort, it'll lower the operating costs for the homeowner, and it'll help finance a lot of these different types of improvements that people are figuring out. How do we pay for this? You know, we need a new heating system, we need a new air conditioning system, et cetera.
Just real quick, how does this differentiate between the PSEG audit? Because I know a lot of people have gone through the PSEG audit.
This is end to end. So, who's the gas provider here? There's a Elizabethtown Gas. Elizabethtown Gas has a variation of this program that they offer. Comfort Partners has a variation of this program. The offering here is is sort of a one-stop solution. So we come in, we do a comprehensive audit, so blower door, thermal imaging, none of those other items that you mentioned include that. It includes this overview report. It includes quotations on all of the different recommendations. So this is an end-to-end solution as opposed to a sort of an incremental solution that's being offered by those providers.
One last thing. I just want to thank Amherst Evans here. He has been instrumental in driving this. So if you very much, maybe just stand up.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, most people find this a very worthwhile process to engage. Absolutely. The easiest way is to visit our landing page, copower.com/Westfield. You can schedule an appointment online. Thank you. We don't collect any money at the time that you make the reservation. Generally, you would just pay the technician when they arrive at your home to perform the service. You can reschedule online. You can do all that. You'll get confirmation emails about the appointment, etc. So, yes, please go ahead and reserve a slot.
We're going to put this link to our website as well, so it'll be on the town website so people can go there, and also, besides having to go there directly. So, again, it's a great program, and thank you. Steve, thank you very much. Thank you.
This is the person behind the curtain.
You're the shadow, sign out like you.
I think you're going to lose tonight.
Yeah.
All right, so we have another big announcement from the Green Team. We're announcing the first ever, I believe, organic waste recycling program in Union County for residents. So we have Ariel Bernard from Waste Management, who's our partner, Catherine Hirschman from the Green Team, who has been instrumental in driving this component of our action plan. Starting off with these two lovely ladies explain this really great program to really cut down a major issue in America, which is not using food waste.
So hi, so nice to see everyone. So our food waste program, you can now drop off as of November 1st all of your food waste. So that includes meat, grains, dairy, vegetables, all of that into a special container. And actually I have a picture that looks like this that will be at the Conservation Center. And what is so wonderful about this is that you can package all of your waste in a bag and put it in the toter. And one thing that I know that I'm really excited about is that, when I look in my garbage can, so much of it is food waste, right? And there's so much wasted energy that just goes to the incinerator. And what's so exciting about recycling our food waste is we're recapturing that energy. And the waste will go through waste management to be processed and made into a biofuel that will help power the Rahway Valley Sewerage Authority, which actually will benefit us because the more that is powered by the biofuel, hopefully our costs will go down as well. And this is a program, is a partnership between the Department of Public Works, the town of Westfield, Westfield's Green Team, and Waste Management. So I'll turn it over to Ariel to talk a little bit about it.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you all for having me. I'm Ariel Bernard with Waste Management, and I'm really excited to be here tonight to help launch this new program that we're starting with Town of Westfield. We've been working on launching this.
Ariel, you don't need the mic, just, yeah.
So we've been working nearly all year to start this new organic toter service, and we just went live on October 1st. So we're really excited. It definitely has room to grow. And Westfield is a handful of customers that we're going to start collecting food waste from. And we're, sending a truck to go service these organic toters. And ultimately that food waste is coming to our core facility in Elizabeth, New Jersey, which is where we're processing our food waste. So core stands for centralized organics recycling. And a little bit different than composting, we can accept a wide range of pre- and post-consumer food waste, so that allows us to handle a little bit more of contamination, maybe like plastic bags. We mentioned that you can bring your food waste in plastic liners, so that helps with the cleanliness of it. And ultimately, it goes through our process, and the end product is called EBS, which stands for an engineered bioslurry, and that is what we're taking over to RBSA to help boost the production of renewable natural gas. So we're really excited to start this with Westfield, and we also invite you to come visit our facility if you're ever interested in touring. It's really an incredible process to see. So thank you for having me.
Just a couple of quick notes. So it's a free program. There's no cost to Westfield residents. So like you bring your recycling to the recycling sheds, this new food waste toter or collection bin will be placed right next to the sheds. There'll be a sign so you'll know where it is. It's a self-sealing bin. Obviously we thought about food waste can attract animals. So the bin seals, you open it, you put your stuff in, you close it, you seal it, and we shouldn't have any issues. They've run this program in Brooklyn, I believe, and there were no issues in the urban habitat of Brooklyn, so I think we'll be fine in Westfield. And that you can come at any time that the Conservation Center is open. So it's a pilot program. We're going to test it, and we're hoping that residents take advantage of it.
No permit required.
No permit required.
David, quick question. It sounds like this is being targeted to residents, but what about our restaurants?
Yes, we're willing and open to talk to any restaurants who are interested in starting a food waste program.
Yeah, so Mike, we put them in touch with the DWC as well as the school system. If we think about the bigger sources of food waste in this town, to your point, restaurants and the school system. So I know those conversations are ongoing. We're jumping to launch this the minute that this service was made available, and I hope that others join in the town.
Great.
Thank you. With
You're welcome.
Brett.
It has to be food waste. Right. Yes, they can all be in one bag.
Yeah, that's, guys, what's great about this is you don't need a special collection container for your food waste. You could just keep it in a plastic bag, a garbage bag, plastic bag that you're not going to recycle at the Conservation Center. Because waste management's process is sophisticated enough to get rid of the plastic bags and separate it from the food waste. That's what makes this really cool. It's super easy for the residents.
And I just wanted to add, I want to thank Ariel and Catherine, and we met some time ago in the Public Works Committee on this, and I also wanted to thank Greg O'Neill and Richard Eubanks from the Public Works Department.
Yes.
So they're going to be the ones first on scene out there, making sure that it's used properly. And again, we have a scheduled pickup, I believe, once a week on Fridays by Waste Management, so we'll see how it goes. We'll be monitoring it, but the fact that the EBS, right, goes to RBSA is pretty amazing, actually. So thank you again, and I'm Rich and Greg will be more than happy to help you with whatever you need. So thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're good.
That's it, no more.
No more? All right, so Mrs. Rowley, do we have any advertised hearings?
Yes, Mayor, there's 4 advertised hearings. The first is General Ordinance Number 2144, and ordinance amending the land use ordinance to establish electric vehicle infrastructure regulations. Anyone wishing to be heard on General Ordinance Number 2144, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, Mayor may close the hearing.
This hearing is closed.
Next is General Ordinance Number 2147, and ordinance amending the general provisions of the Town Code to increase penalties for violating municipal ordinances. Anyone wishing to be heard on General Ordinance Number 2147, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, Mayor may close the hearing.
This hearing is closed.
Third is General Ordinance Number 2148, an ordinance regulating, amending, and supplementing the Code of the Town of Westfield, New Jersey, in order to regulate the storage and delivery of pre-manufactured homes and building components. Anyone wishing to be heard on General Ordinance Number 2148, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, Mayor may close the hearing.
This hearing is closed.
And the last one is General Ordinance Number 2149, an ordinance amending and supplementing the Code of the Town of Westfield, New Jersey, in order to meet the town's obligations under its Affordable Housing Settlement Agreement. Anyone wishing to be heard on General Ordinance Number 2149, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, Mayor may close the hearing.
This hearing is closed. Councilwoman Mackey, please move for the adoption of General Ordinance Number 2144.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to move for the adoption of General Ordinance Number 2144 on second reading, an ordinance amending the land use ordinance to establish electric vehicle infrastructure regulations.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Habgood?
Yes.
Councilman Arena?
Yes.
Councilman Dardia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nealon?
Yes.
Councilman LaGrippo?
Yes.
Councilman Contract?
Yes.
Councilman Stokes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mackey?
Yes.
Mayor Brindle?
Yes. This motion is carried. Councilman Dardia, please move for the adoption of General Ordinance Number 2147.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to move for the adoption of General Ordinance Number 2147 on second reading, an ordinance amending the general provisions of the Town Code to increase penalties for violating municipal ordinances.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman LaGrippo. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Habgood?
Yes.
Councilman Arena?
Yes.
Councilman Dardia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nealon?
Yes.
Councilman LaGrippo?
Yes.
Councilman Contract?
Yes.
Councilman Stokes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mackey?
Yes.
Mayor Brindle?
Yes, this motion is carried. Councilman Mackey, please move for the adoption of Code Review and Town Property Committee ordinances.
I would like to move for the adoption of General Ordinance Number 2148 on second reading, an ordinance regulating, amending, and supplementing the Code of the Town of Westfield, New Jersey, in order to regulate the storage and delivery of pre-manufactured modular homes and building components.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hopgood. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Habgood?
Yes.
Councilman Arena?
Yes.
Councilman Dardia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nealon?
Yes.
Councilman LaGrippo?
Yes.
Councilman Contract?
Yes.
Councilman Stokes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mackey?
Yes.
Mayor Brindle?
Yes, this motion is carried.
I would like to also move for the adoption of General Ordinance Number 2149 on second reading, an ordinance amending and supplementing the Code of the Town of Westfield, New Jersey, in order to meet the town's obligations under its Affordable Housing Settlement Agreement.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Stokes. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilwoman Habgood?
Yes.
Councilman Arena?
Yes.
Councilman Dardia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nealon?
Yes.
Councilman LaGrippo?
Yes.
Councilman Contract?
Yes.
Councilman Stokes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mackey?
Yes.
Mayor Brindle?
Yes, this motion is carried. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the Town Council conference session and regular meeting of October 15, 2019? Motion by Councilman LaGrippo, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dardia. Any discussion?
I have to abstain from that vote.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Do we have any petitions or communications?
No, Mayor.
Now it's time for open discussion by citizens. Anyone may come up to the microphone and speak to the council on any subject on which we have jurisdiction. Please state your name and address for the record and limit your comments to 10 minutes.
Good evening. Joseph Wilson, 520 Downer Street. I was here 2 weeks ago to talk about nuisance fires and the need to amend the town code so that any aggrieved citizen who's plagued by a nuisance fire can have recourse. The reason, of course, it affects me, I don't know if it's affecting anyone else in town, but as I stated two weeks ago, I don't want to happen to me. I don't want to happen to someone else what's happening to me. By way of introduction, I was nervous last week. Just wanted to say that my wife and I have been renting the residence where we live at for 33 and a half years. My grandfather moved to Westfield in 1931 from Chicago. He settled in the 4th Ward. My family has been in the 4th Ward. I grew up in the 4th Ward. I went to school at Lincoln, Edison, Westfield High School. I'm here to talk about the courts. On September 24th, I addressed the Township of Union, the town council there, the Township Council, about the court situation that I am, that's involving me now. I have these 4 criminal complaints. They're petty disorderly offenses signed by Councilman Stokes and his wife, but they're serious to me because I face a maximum of 2 years in jail with this. The issue, this says Municipal Court of Westfield. In order to obtain a complaint like this, you can't just come in and do it. You have to show probable cause. And I have these 2 courts, the Westfield Court and the Union Court, who I've spoken to numerous times, are emphatically denying that they found probable cause. Westfield says, no, we did not find probable cause on these complaints. Union says, we definitely did not find probable cause. Westfield did. So someone did in Westfield or in Union, I don't know who. The person whose probable cause is found for the issuance of the summons was signed in Union. Union is denying me discovery. They will not allow me discovery, and I am required as a defendant by law to have discovery for this. And Westfield promptly gave me discovery in two days. Anyhow, I went to Union to address this, and now I'm here to address this. I don't have discovery on these. Now, I went to court on October, it was September 24 that I addressed the Union Township, and that's online on their website. October 17, I had my first appearance in Union. That was last week. And the judge sent this matter into mediation. 4 years ago, myself, Councilman Stokes and his wife, this same matter about his fires that he burns in his yard, it went to mediation here. And it says the Stokes will inform Mr. Wilson prior to setting a fire in their fire pit. So we're going back to mediation. We are ordered into mediation. That means that we must appear. When either party is there, they can decline the mediation process, and then it goes to trial. So this was October 17. On October 24th, which was 5 nights ago, I went out about 8 p.m. and I came back at 9:30, and our house wasn't filled, but there were a significant amount of smoke fumes from Mr. Stokes' fire. He did not notify me, as he is supposed to do as per this court agreement. I didn't even think that he might light a fire, but the purpose of him notifying me is so I can close the windows. Because if we've got fumes in our house and the fire's still going, we can't air it out. But when he notifies me, as he did dutifully for 4 years, and for some reason he stopped doing it, and now this whole problem is back again, as I brought to your attention two weeks ago. The fumes were in the house. I didn't text him, and I photographed the fire because on July 1st, when the police were on the scene, they advised me, rather than calling them about his illegal fires, that I am to document the fires. So that was July 1st, and I resolved, okay, I'm not going to make an issue of it, but I'm going to document the fires because he's supposed to notify me. In August, 2 detectives came to our house. They knocked on the front door. I didn't know who it was, and I looked out the front. I saw what might be a detective car, so I went around the back, and they were already coming around the back. And they asked me to not call the police on his fires. And this was a month and a half after the issue was generally resolved that I was not going to call the police on his fires. But he's supposed to notify me. And I would like to take this opportunity to ask Mr. Stokes, can you please notify me prior to lighting a fire in your yard, please?
Thank you, Mr. Wilson, but personal matters should remain personal with the parties involved. Any questions can be directed to my attorney. I look forward to sharing the results of what happens once the courts take care of this and not the court of public opinion with libel and slander. In the meantime, I wish to continue working with my fellow councilpersons and the mayor to help the residents and constituents of Westfield.
And actually, you know, and I was just informed by our council too, that this is a matter that's not, we can only be discussing things that are within our jurisdiction.
Okay.
And what you're discussing is within not our jurisdiction.
Right.
So.
The next day, the 25th, he pulled out his cell phone, started filming me because I was walking the dog on the sidewalk,
Mr. Wilson,
the next door neighbor.
So if there's another matter that you want to speak before the council, we'll discuss it, but this is one that's out of our jurisdiction since it's been relegated to the courts.
Okay, well, I would like to know if the town is doing anything about nuisance fires, if there's going to be an amendment.
It's something that we can refer to the Code Review and Town Property Committee.
Okay, has anything been done in this regard?
It was referred to the Code Review and Town Property Committee. It's actually on the agenda for tonight's meeting. We didn't get to it, but it's in their committee for review.
Okay. I just want to say in closing that I don't like being here. I want to be left alone. I want to be notified before he lights a fire. He is required by law to notify me. He's not doing that. And I'm also asking him to remove what looks like a camera in his window, because he swore on his oath that he was putting a camera up.
I'm just going to reiterate that those are matters of the court,
right.
And they're not, it's not really, I'm sorry.
All right.
It's something you could take.
It's downright creepy to come out our back door and what looks like a camera.
Okay. All right. Okay. It's not for the jurisdiction of this council, but thank you very much.
All right.
So just to appease Mr. Wilson,
Will you notify me, please?
Excuse me, what you look at as being a camera is actually my daughter's flat iron.
I don't know what it is.
In her window, so now you can rest at ease.
Well,
All right, I'm sorry, Mr. Wilson.
I'm going on your sworn statement that you were putting a camera up, and now I've got a thing that looks just like a camera facing our door.
Mr. Wilson, I'm sorry.
I don't know what it is.
Mr. Wilson, I'm sorry.
Okay,
We'll have to
I
ask
hear
you.
you.
Thank you very much. Sit down. Thank you.
All right.
Anybody else have any matters? Thank you. Okay. Hearing none, I close this portion of the meeting and move to bills and claims. Councilman Hapgood.
I'd like to move bills and claims in the amount of $440,518.40.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Stokes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. And next on the agenda is reports of standing committees, beginning with the Finance Policy Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. There's 6 resolutions that I'd like to move as a package. A resolution authorizing the CFO to refund construction permit fee, a resolution authorizing the CFO to refund recreation department fees, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for overpaid taxes, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for overpaid taxes pursuant to Union County Board of Taxation, a resolution authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute an agreement to renew membership in the Suburban Municipal Joint Insurance Fund, and a resolution authorizing Sustainable Jersey grant application in parentheses, installation low e-storm windows at the municipal building of Westfield.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Mackey. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Next is the Public Safety, Transportation, and Parking Committee. Councilman Dardia.
Thank you, Mayor. There are 3 resolutions that I would like to move as a package. 1, resolution authorizing the appointment of emergency management deputy coordinators. 2, resolution authorizing the appointment of fire official. And 3, resolution authorizing purchase of a fire pumper truck.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Arena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Last is the Public Works Committee. Councilman Contract.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to move for the adoption of a resolution authorizing an award of contract for the purchase of a firewood super splitter.
May I have a second?
Second.
You wanted to say that.
I just wanted to say
Councilman
super splitter.
Exactly.
Sounds cool.
I want to see it.
Just so everybody knows, it can split trunks of trees up to 7 feet. Jim, did you say in diameter?
That's huge.
Yeah.
7 feet wide, 15 feet long.
That's huge.
That's why we all want to see it.
Yeah. And then it cuts it into smaller pieces and eventually turns into firewood that you can get for free at the Conservation Center.
Or we sell to landscapers.
Or we sell it to landscapers, or we save money because we don't have to dispose of it ourselves.
But residents can pick up their firewood.
Yes. So all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. So the reports from department heads are accepted. Any comments? May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Grippo. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This meeting is adjourned.
All right.
Yes.